Hi guys, welcome back to MSE. I'm Jade and tonight I'm joined by Olivia.
Hi.
And Olivia's going to be taking over very shortly for an hour and then I'll be carrying on the second half. We have loads lined up for you tonight. We've got some videos just showing you the back to school experiences of many people who have gone back to school today and yesterday. And we also have games happening later on at 8:45, so stay tuned until then. Anyway, so Olivia, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Cool, I'm good, thanks. So what have you been up to since results day?
Not much really. I've just been kind of chilling out and I've been out most days again, even though I said I was going to try and stay in and more and relax. But it's just still summer for me. Like, obviously a lot of people are still going back to school, but I've still got a while, so.
Yeah, you've got to make the most of it, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So I remember you saying that you needed to go dance shop shopping. Have you done any of that yet?
Still not been.
Wow. So you have time though, don't you? When do you go back?
Well, I move on the 14th, so I've got until the 14th to get everything.
Cool.
So.
Cool. That's going to be really fun though, like picking out all of the, like, are you going to have to pick out like leotards, dance shorts, like all that kind of stuff?
Literally everything. Everybody's already got everything and have been putting it on this group chat, like showing all the stuff, and I'm just sat here like,
It's good for you because you can see what everyone else has got and then you can try and get like different stuff as well. Yeah, no, that's good. So how are you like feeling at the moment about it all? Like, are you nervous or do you feel kind of ready for it?
I feel like I was nervous at first, but then obviously I know a lot of people now that are going to the college and we all chat on the group chat and everything. And obviously like everybody feels nervous because it is such a big change. And even though, it is only musical theatre, as some people would say, we still have to, like, it's still a lot of hard work. Like, we have to do cardio every morning for 45 minutes. And I think that's what everybody's dreading at the minute, including. But yeah, I'm really excited at the same time. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure you'll get used to the cardio. Like, it'll just be an easy part of your day by the end of it. I'm sure it'll just be like part of the routine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I reckon I will just pass it on. I'm sure you've got loads to say and I'm sure we have loads of people with questions and stuff for you. So I will pass it on to Olivia and I will be back in about an hour's time for some videos, and we'll also be speaking to a couple of people who have started back at school this week. So Olivia, take it away.
Has anybody started back at school? Like, I know a lot of my friends have already started college, so I'm kind of just sat at home by myself at the minute. My sister started school yesterday, so I can't do anything with her. My brother started school today. Liv too went back to college today. And so, I feel like I'm just sat here by myself whilst everyone's at school or college. I feel like a lot of people went back either yesterday or today. But yeah, how's everybody's lives been since, like, GCSE results day? Is anybody liking college? Is anybody absolutely hating college or wishing like they'd taken different options and stuff? I started yesterday. Yeah, a lot of people seem to have started yesterday. When do you move house? So basically, I'm going to live with a host family. So like it's just me moving and my family's like living where they live now. And then I'm going to live with the host family and I moved down on the 14th. Still don't have a thing at all. Still haven't packed one thing. Should probably do that. But yeah, I think it's just going to be a case of packing a suitcase and going, to be honest. And like, if I need to come home to get stuff, I can always come home. Like, it's not that far. I'm enjoying college. That's good. At least you're enjoying it. And like, it's just knowing that you've taken the right options. Like, obviously you'll have to get used to being back into the routine and waking up early and going to college. And also with college as well, like the hours are really different. I don't know, is anybody got like different hours and stuff? So like you only have to go into school for like a few hours and then you can leave. Because I know Liv was showing me her timetable the other day, and literally on Friday morning she has a lesson for an hour and a half and then she can leave. So she does an hour and a half in the morning and then literally has the whole of Friday free, which I'm really jealous about because I'm in college every day, 8 until 6, every single day, Monday to Friday. So yeah. My days are really long. Year 11 maths is horrid. Wow. Yes, if you've just gone into year 11 and you've done a maths lesson, then do you know what? As long as you pass maths, like it is hard. It is really hard. I remember doing it, and I was always in set one, but it was just never something that I was particularly good at. But yeah, maths is always hard. I'm going on Monday. How old are your brother and sister? So my sister has just gone into year 11 and my brother has just gone into year 9. So basically our year 11s and year 7s go back a day before everybody else. So my sister went back with the year 7s yesterday and then my brother went back today with the rest of the school. Have you bought stationery? So I do still need stationery. Like I need a folder so I can get like my rep and stuff. I still need like pens and pencils and everything. But yeah, I still need to get my stationery. I feel like I've got a lot left over from GCSEs, so like that's fine. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna do a little stationery shop, maybe get a pencil case, some pens, some pencils, and just some highlighters because I always love highlighters. But yeah, I think the best thing about going into a new school year is just putting on fresh uniform, like a new bag, new pencil case, new stationery. That was always the best part of the new year. It was a good and stressful day. Yeah, I feel like everybody's first day is always good, but there's always that little bit of stress there as well. I had 2 hours today. That is not bad at all, actually. 2 hours is better than however long we did it at high school. 6 hours, 7? Yeah, 6 hours or 7 hours. I have a maths mock. On the 18th. I remember that. We went back when I went into year 11 last year. I literally went back, and in the first day, I found out I had an RE exam, a maths exam, and I think it was a biology and a chemistry exam. And I was like, wow, this is the first day of year 11, and we've already got 4 mocks in about 2 weeks. So, yeah, year 11's hard. I completely missed my first sixth form class ever. I read the wrong day's timetable, sat for 50 minutes in the wrong classroom. Well, I mean, I know they say first impressions and everything, but like I'm sure they can forgive you. Like everybody makes mistakes. I know somebody that did that actually. They went to the wrong class like 3 times, but yeah, everybody makes mistakes. I have 3 sets of mocks. One in November, another in December, and another in February, and another in April. When we had mocks in November, it was like real mocks where we got a mock GCSE results sheet. Then we did February mocks, and then after February mocks finished, we had a mock every single Friday in period 5 and 6. So at the end of our week, we'd always look forward to a mock exam. And we had that until literally, I think it was like the week before our first real GCSE. So yeah, that was hard. I had 1 hour today. That is even better. Like if I could just go into school for an hour, then that was so good. If you need to do triple, did you need to get high grades in science? I think if you want to do triple at GCSE, like triple science at GCSE, every school's different. Like in year 10, we did mocks that decided whether we were going to do triple or like combined science. So yeah, I don't really think there's that much difference in the triple paper and the combined paper. We used to sit combined papers just because it was easier during mocks. And yeah, there's a bit more content in triple, but honestly, I don't actually think it's that much harder than combined. I can go home early on a Monday and Friday, which I'm happy about. Wow, those are probably the best 2 days to go home early on. Like the start of the week and the end of the week, it's literally like a long weekend. I had my free ice cream today at sixth form. Wow, you get free ice cream at sixth form. I don't think we get anything, literally. Our school only has 1 mock. Yeah, most schools only do one set of mocks. But the thing I really loved about my school is we did do a lot of mocks, and at first it was really scary because we were literally doing exams all the time. But you do get into it and you do get used to just sitting exams, and it makes it so much easier when it comes to GCSEs. Let's have a look. My school school runs a community service scheme Wednesday afternoons. I feel like a lot of colleges, Liv was telling me about her college, and literally, I think she's doing beekeeping. She's doing, what else is she doing? I think she's doing community service for like medicine or something. And what else? There's literally so many different clubs that you can do at college, so definitely like take advantage of them, because yeah, it's a really good opportunity to just try new things. Look, I think I saw you in the Ariana Grande concert. Probably. I was there at the O2, so I got a 9 in biology GCSE, so happy. Wow, that is so good. I honestly thought biology went really, really well, and then I got a 5, and I'm not saying a 5 is bad, but like I've been getting 7s and stuff in my mocks, and then literally got a 5 in my exam, so I was a bit like, okay. But I think the thing with science exams this year was there was literally no content in them. Like, they were all mainly application questions, which, like, fair enough, you have to be able to apply your knowledge to different questions and like scenarios. But then it was kind of annoying that I'd done all of that revision, made all those flashcards, and yeah, didn't do very well in the exam. My teachers have already given me loads of homework, and I only started today. Literally, Liv has done 5 hours of homework so far, and she's literally been in. She did an induction day on Friday and got set loads of homework. She did a first day today, and she literally has done 5 hours of homework already. So yeah, college is hard, but that's what A levels are for, to push you, and so you can get somewhere in life and do something. I'm getting my year 10 mocks back from June tomorrow. Wow, so you've literally had to wait all of summer to get those results. Kind of like GCSEs actually. Wow, but good luck. I'm sure you'll do fine. Yeah, let me know how you get on next time I'm on a live. Beekeeping, favourite activity at Liv's 2's college. Literally, like, she was like, oh yeah, I might start beekeeping, and I was like, sorry, what? Beekeeping? There was literally so many different things though. Like, there's beekeeping, like, I don't even know, just random things, like random activities you could do. Who is Liv? Basically, I've got a friend called Liv. I'm also Liv, but yeah, she's Liv too, and she started a different college to me. She's going to like a more normal college than I'm going to. But yeah, you can do some really weird extracurricular activities. I remember being so close to some people at the start of last year. And now I don't even talk to them. Now I'm close with people I didn't even know at the end of last year. The thing with year 11 is you do make a lot of different friends, and your friendship groups will change. And I feel like it's only when it gets to year 11 that friendship groups all kind of change, and especially toward the end of year 11, like everybody gets really close, and then there's different friendship groups, and then everyone kind of just changes. And yeah, it's like Liv and I were never. So Liv's my best friend. We didn't really talk much through like year 11. Like, obviously we talked because like we were still friends and stuff, but like we weren't close at all. Like, yeah, we just knew each other from class, and then all of a sudden at the end of year 11 we literally got really close, and yeah, now we're literally best friends. So yeah, friendship groups change all the time, and yeah, that's not something to be scared of. I feel like that is a question that's asked a lot in my DMs mostly, and like if I ever do questions on Instagram about friendships and stuff, because I think people have got this mindset of friendships have to be the people that you've been friends with since year 7 and you can't change them. But literally, like, don't be scared to move away from a friendship group and become friends with new people, because like becoming friends with new people is what will help you grow. And yeah, that's a bit on friendships anyway. It feels so weird in class, only 8 people in biology and everyone is actually working. Wow, 8 people in the class, that is really good. That's literally like almost private tuition. But yeah, I suppose if everybody's taking like the A level, then they all want to be there. So everybody's bound to be working and everybody wants to get good grades. So at least you've got a better chance of getting a good grade. I had no homework today. That is really lucky. 7 people in a physics class. That is really good. Let's have a look. Any tips for year 10? Anything would help. Tips for year 10 would just be make notes all the time. Literally, like, if you go to a lesson and you don't understand something, ask a teacher, because they'll always say, oh, we'll go over it in year 11. You never go over it in year 11. Never, ever, ever go over anything in year 11. Like, in maths, we did the maths course and we wouldn't understand something and our teacher would just be like, oh yeah, we'll go over it in year 11. Did we ever go over it in year 11? No. So just keep on top of the work, and if you don't understand anything, just literally ask a teacher. Is it working again? My bad, really bad. I'm at my friend's house, so yeah. The smallest class I ever had was my drama class. My drama class was filled with, was there 10 of us, 12 of us? And then my music class, there was only 10 or 12 of us. So, yeah. Louis entering another dimension, literally. Like, what is Wi-Fi at the minute? Literally got full bars and it's not working. Is YouTube okay tonight? I don't think YouTube's ready for the back to school, to be honest. I think YouTube needs to wake up a bit. Yeah, my smallest class was literally my drama class, and I think that's why we all work so well, because small classes, you do get so much more work done, like literally so much more work. And the teachers, like, you also get closer to the teachers, I think, as well, because they can put more like attention on you and you can get better grades. So yeah, I just went into year 11 watching videos all the time, and it's in year 10. Oh, thank you. And yeah, honestly, I think everybody's got this massive big picture about year 11 that it's really scary and it's really, really hard work, which it is. But there's also, like, obviously there's the part of year 11 where there's like stress and a lot of exams and a lot of pressure being put on you. But I feel like if you do find a balance and manage it well, year 11 can be one of the best years. Like, literally you get so close to the people in your year, you get close to the teachers, like everybody's so caring and supportive. So yeah, year 11 is definitely one of the best years, but also the most stressful as well. Liv, what have you been doing so far in the week? What have I been doing this week? I met my friend that lives in London. He came to where I live the other day. What else? We went to this massive bouncy castle, which sounds really weird, but there used to be this like trampoline place near my house, and then they made it into this massive bouncy castle. And when I say massive bouncy castle, like absolutely massive, and there was only us there for some reason, so there's 4 of us there, and we had this whole bouncy castle to ourselves. And then I like tripped over on the bouncy castle and literally snapped my nail off, and it was the most painful thing in the world. So I'm definitely not going to have nails on when I go to college, because even though we're allowed them, like, it won't be very helpful when I'm doing cardio and trying to do like press ups, or I'm like in a dance class and I snap a nail. But yeah, literally we're on this massive bounce castle and I snapped a nail. What else have I done this week? I've been to Starbucks literally every day. I went to Thor Park last week. I think that was like a week ago today. Thor Park is really, really good though. What else? Yeah, just like chilling, watching films, catching up on YouTube. Actually, I've had a lot of YouTube to catch up on. Yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. I'm just watching everybody's Snapchat stories about going back to school. It's like you start going back to school and everybody always posts on the Snapchat like, oh, can't be bothered, or 10 more minutes, or look at this new uniform. Like, literally everybody's Snapchat stories are like that. Did you end up getting your drama English lit in RS remarks? Our school sends our like papers off for remarks. And don't tell us unless we like get a mark changed. I think all of our languages are being sent off because our languages are quite low compared to our lit. So I got an 8 in English lit and only got a 6 in language. But it seemed to be most people in my year got 2 marks below their lit, and it kind of didn't make sense because we all dropped like 2 grades from our mock results. So I think a lot of our English languages are being sent off. So yeah, who knows if that'll change. The Starbucks near my school has gone, and I'm really sad, not gonna lie. I would cry if my Starbucks went. When I moved, there's a Starbucks like 20 minutes from my college, literally a 20-minute walk. So my bank account's gonna hate me when I move. To be fair, it already hates me because I just get the bus to my nearest Starbucks and get a Starbucks. Gotta get that coffee. I just feel like you need a lot of coffee when you're starting back at college. Like, I remember when I did my audition for my college that I'm going to, I literally went to Starbucks and got like a latte with like 4 espresso shots, literally. It was really strong. I need to start in uni. I'm only starting college, but like, I'm guessing if you're moving out of uni, it's kind of like what I'm doing. I feel like my college that I'm going to is also a uni, which is where I have like really short terms and stuff. So I start on the 16th and I'm only in for 5 weeks, and then literally have 2 weeks off, and then I'm back in again for 5 weeks and have 4 weeks off at Christmas, which is really good. I literally break up on the 6th of December. But yeah, I guess uni's just like everything. Just obviously it's always going to be stressful, but then there's always going to be parts of it that you enjoy. So just had year 11 today, and the school scared us all to death. Literally, our school sat us all down in an assembly and was like, yeah, year 11 is going to be really hard, it's going to be really stressful, you're going to have exams all the time. And yeah, we had assemblies like that all the time. And to be fair, like, I feel like stressful assemblies in a way can be good because they motivate you to like actually want to revise and get organised. But then I also think they can be bad because they can stress a lot of people out, and some people get really like anxious about things like that, and it can be more like negative and than like effective. So I think schools need to, well, my school, and to be fair, like from what I've heard, schools in general need to work on like giving people that enough pressure to want to revise, but also like trying to help them not stress too much. Like there's a really fine line between stressing like a good amount and then stressing too much. So yeah, I think that's what people need to like work on. Yeah, that's what they said. So they said it was going to be an emotional roller coaster. Literally, I feel like in year 11, during mocks in November, a lot of people were stressed, a lot of people, and a lot of people would literally cry every single day in school. And like you could just feel the atmosphere in like in the corridors, and especially like the year 11 zone and everything. Like it was just a very tense atmosphere, a very stressful atmosphere. And then I feel like as that period kind of passed and we came into like the new year, I feel like everyone was a lot more relaxed. Like when it came to GCSEs, everyone was really chill, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I feel like everyone was a lot more relaxed going into exams. And yeah, there was such a contrast between mocks in year 11 and actual GCSEs, and it'll get to the point where literally GCSEs don't even feel like GCSEs, they literally still feel like mocks, which is kind of scary. I mean, I will be the person crying because I have very high expectations of myself. Literally, I feel like a lot of people went into year 11 with really high expectations and would literally just like cry all the time because of the stress and everything. But like, it's just not worth it, and you'll do so much better if you do just stay calm and just try and relax and like have an activity that you really like to do. So I used to do YouTube on the side of obviously doing like GCSEs. I was also auditioning for musical theatre colleges. I did a lot of other stuff. Moved house 3 times. Literally was so busy during GCSEs and mocks and everything. So like at least you don't have all that extra stress. Like try and take all the stress out of your life that isn't necessary, and then just focus on school so it doesn't all get like you don't get overwhelmed by everything. I haven't actually got my lanyard photo yet, and I've also lost my lanyard already. Like just the little thing that goes around your neck. Already lost that, got sent it in November, but to be fair, like if they sent it me in November, I'm not gonna, like it's literally nearly been a year. Like how am I meant to remember like where that is for a year? Probably need to find it though, but I'm scared to get my lanyard photo because we have to do cardio in the morning for like 45 minutes. And then we have to get photos, so everybody is going to look like a sweaty mess and it's going to be disgusting. So I get that photo for 2 years. what should I expect on the first day of sixth form? I feel like every sixth form is completely different in the way they do stuff, in like the subjects you're taking. Just everybody's experience is different, but just go into it with like an open mind and just be like willing to like take part in extracurricular stuff, or like just be willing to make new friends and talk to new people. Just be like open to the whole experience. Yeah, try not to stress about it too much. My student landlord helps me with bus discounts every day, discount in restaurants and shops, and also the gym. Also, my sixth form can get a haircut at the hairdressers in the college campus. That is so cool. Literally, I've been trying to get a uni days, but we can't get it until we get a like school email. So I still can't get a student discount, which is great. But yeah, that is so good. We love discounts, especially in like restaurants and shops. And you can get haircuts. That's so cool. I've literally not had my hair cut in so long. It needs a good cut. Let's have a look. Mine is cringy. Do you know what? I think everybody's photos are always going to be bad. Advice for choosing sixth form. Go around all your local like colleges or sixth forms or whatever you call them. My school never had a sixth form, so I didn't even know what sixth form was until like literally year 11, because I just thought everyone went to college. But yeah, just go look around all the different colleges or whatever and talk to like a careers advisor. We had one of those in school, and just like do your research as well, like see what grades people are getting at different colleges. There's 2 colleges near mine where people choose to go to, and one of them just across the board always gets better grades, and I'm not sure if it's just the people that go there because you have to get certain GCSEs to get in, but like try and go to colleges that are going to like push you but also help you at the same time. And yeah, just spend time looking around them, and also talk to different people that go there, because you might be able to get different opinions from different people. The problem is I want all 9s. My end of year results for 10 were really good. I got 7s, 8s and 9s. So a lot of people going to year 11 wanting all 9s. I know in a lot of our year 10 mocks we were all getting 7s, 8s, 9s, and then all of a sudden it's year 11 and you realise that all 9s isn't really, like, obviously the odd few can do it, and if you do put in the work you will get all 9s, but then I also feel like it gets to a point where it doesn't matter how much work you put in, then like sometimes you're just not going to get the grades that you deserve or that you want. So like, for example, I got the same grade in physics as I did in biology, and did so much more work for biology and know so much more biology, but I got the same grade in both physics and biology, which was great. So yeah, like if you do want all 9s, don't stress yourself out about getting 9s all the time, because that'll just make you even more stressed. But yeah, as long as you put in the work, then I'm sure you'll do amazing anyway, especially if you're already getting like 7s, 8s and 9s. My science department just changed from OCR to AQA, and they're teaching us the OCR board stuff and not the AQA. Honestly, if your school's doing that, just get an AQA exam book and just like go through it yourself. Also, a lot of the stuff does cross over. I know the EdXL and AQA cross over a lot, especially in topic 1. So maybe they're just like teaching you it because it's going to help you anyway. Uni days is the best. Do you know what? I wouldn't because I've not got uni days, because it won't let me get it because you didn't email. When you started year 10, was the only thing our teachers were on about the GCSEs, because that's what they all seem to chat about? I feel like, yeah, when you get to year 10, teachers just chat about GCSEs, because I feel like they just want to push you to start revising, because they know how stressful it can be in year 11. And yeah, they do talk about GCSEs a lot. I've only been in year 12 for 2 days, and I'm already counting down days till the end of year 13. Is it really that bad? Wow. It'll be half term soon anyway. I'm scared. I'm so scared for year 10. I want all 9s. Honestly, all 9s is so hard to get, and like obviously you can set yourself expectations and goals and everything. But like, don't feel too much pressure on yourself to get all nines. Like, if you do, then that's amazing. Like, I know some really, really clever people that got a lot of nines in their mocks and then didn't end up getting as many nines at GCSE. I feel like the grade boundaries this year were really harsh because, like, compared to last year's like grades from like people from my school, I don't know, we're all a bit thick, but yeah, like, grade boundaries change all the time. Like, the things that come up in exams change all the time. So yeah, obviously, if you want to set yourself a grade, like a goal of grade 9, then that's amazing. But don't feel too much pressure to like achieve that all the time. I got a 5 in English language. My end of year 10, I was 1 mark of 6, but an 8 or 9 minimum. My minimum expected grades are 7s. Literally every time I've done an English language exam, I've always got a 7, an 8, or a 9. And then it came to my GCSE, and I literally got a 6. And everybody seemed to get really low grades in my school for English language. And I'm not sure if that's because of like marking or whatever, but we're all getting them remarked, so who knows what's going to happen with that one. I can't wait to start school, even though I'm going into year 11. Honestly, I feel personally like this year, the summer holidays have gone so fast. And I've literally been off since May. May half term we finished, and I've literally not been in school apart from exams until then. Obviously, we finished on the 14th of June, but like still I was only going in for exams and certain lessons. But yeah, I feel like it's gone so fast. And it literally just feels like you're living a completely different life because you're not in the routine of going to bed early, like getting up early, going to school, revising, coming home. It's just still so weird. But yeah, you should be excited to start year 11 because it's such an amazing year, but like obviously it's stressful, but it is such an amazing year, honestly. We still haven't got our leavers hoodies as well, so I don't have a clue when we're getting them because we've all left school and we've all paid for these hoodies and still not got them, so I'm really enjoying sixth form since it feels so great to be independent and the lessons are not bad at the minute. However, they'll only get harder. Yeah, I think that's a massive thing. With like moving up to sixth form and like college and everything, you do get a lot more independence and freedom. And yeah, I just think it can be. I think a lot of people like independence in a way, but then I think it can be a shock for some people because they've always been told to do this and told to do that and told when to do homework, and then all of a sudden you get to sixth form and college and you're kind of on your own and have to do things for yourself. But it's good for like building that independence, and it's obviously like really good for the future as well. Only 800 or so in the country get all nines. I'm not actually sure how many people get all nines, but it's like 1% of the country or something like stupid like that. My report card in year 10 had so many mistakes on there, getting the grades wrong. Does this happen in year 11 for the marks? In my school, it didn't. I'm not sure what it's like in your school, but our grades were always quite accurate for marks. Because we always went through the exams in class as well. So we would usually get our results from mocks and then usually end up picking up like 2 or 3 more marks extra because of the marking, because they tried to do it so quick and just miss like 2 or 3 marks. So we'd always, sometimes you'd go up, but sometimes you wouldn't. Year 11 goes by so quick. That is so true. Honestly, time just flies when you're in year 11. Olivia, when will your holiday end? So I go back to school on the 16th of September. GCSEs aren't as bad as you think if you're currently in year 11. Yeah, honestly, they're just not as bad as you think they're going to be. I'm so used to waking up late and literally doing nothing all day. I go to bed now on a normal day at about 2 or 3 in the morning and wake up about 9. And when I go to college, I'm literally going to have to go up at 6, which, to be fair, I always was like a morning person in school. I was always one of those people that would rather get up early at like 5 in the morning and revise than come home and revise. So yeah, I think I'll be okay in the mornings, hopefully. I think I'm going to like vlog my first week of college anyway, so we'll see if I can get up on time. It'll just be like a case of trying to sleep at night time because I can never sleep, ever. Yeah, there's going to be games later, so do make sure to stick around for them. Is it a big change from year 8 to year 9? Honestly, I think the big change comes when you get to year 10, because you are doing GCSE courses and a lot more focused on GCSEs. I think, do you think options in year 9 or year 10? I think we started options in year 10. But I don't think it's honestly not that big of a change from year 8 to year 9. It's quite chill, to be honest. And having to make packed lunches again. Literally, I'm just not in the habit of making my lunch for school anymore at all. When would you start revising in year 11? At the start? I don't think at the very start. I think when you do year 11 mocks, treat them as real GCSEs and revise. So I tend to do that. And then obviously don't revise every single night of year 11, but just try and do a little something. Even if you're just doing it like 3-4 times a week, just try and do a little bit of revision. Olivia, are you in London at the moment? I'm actually not, but I'm like kind of near Birmingham, kind of, not really. But like, yeah, I'm more like, basically, I just like to live stream from a lot of different places in the UK, and yeah, I'm currently in Leicester, actually, if you know where that is. It's like 50 minutes from Birmingham. But yeah, that's where I am at the minute. Olivia, when are you going to start moving officially? I'm officially moving on the 14th. So we're going to drive down, take all my stuff, and yeah, on the 15th, I'll wake up in my host family's house, which is kind of scary. So this weekend is my last weekend where I live. Kind of mad. As long as the axolotl or standard deviation doesn't come up in the exam, you'll be fine. Literally, I just don't even think that you can like revise for biology anymore. The amount of weird stuff that came up on our exam. Ideal packed lunches. What was my ideal packed lunch? I always used to take every single day like a chicken salad or something. I just used to love them. I don't know why. Just like everybody else thought I was weird for liking salad, but like a chicken salad. And now I like avocado. Avocado is amazing. But yeah, I used to just eat that all the time. Off topic, but have you applied for a provisional driver's license yet? I've not yet. Why didn't I went to apply and then didn't know my national insurance number, but now I know it. So yeah, I still need to apply for it because I can start learning to drive on the 29th of November because that's my birthday. So I'm going to take my theory test around then. And then like once I know I've got my theory test, then I can obviously learn to drive and do driving lessons, which is really exciting. I absolutely cannot wait to learn to drive because all I do at the minute is just get trained. Literally get a train every single day. So yeah, it'll be so good to just be able to drive and just have that freedom. Yeah, hopefully I'll be driving by next year, like the start of next year. How will your YouTube channel change in terms of content? Obviously, like MSE is still doing a lot of GCSE content, and I will be doing like GCSE content with them and school content with them. But for my own personal channel, I'm just going to be doing the more college side of it and like musical theatre side of it. But then I will also be doing the more like GCSE like advice side of it with MSE. So yeah, you can come and chat to me on MSE if you want to talk about school and stuff. How long are you at drama school for? So I'm there for 2 years, and then I can also do 3 years there as well for uni, or I can go for a different uni, or yeah, it all just depends. Or I can go straight into a job, get an agency, literally just depends. When did you start making your resources like flashcards and notes, etc.? So I started making my resources in year 10. I started making my flashcards, which is why I had so many for like RA and biology and chemistry and physics, because I literally started making them in year 10. So yeah, literally flashcards are so easy. I used to make flashcards in class actually, and so in RE I literally never wrote in my RE book. I'd sit there in RE with a pile of flashcards, and like obviously I'd still write a little bit in my book, but say if the teacher asked us a question, or there was a question on the board, or there was a question in one of the RE books, like I don't know, like, what is the main feature of a church, or name three like features of a church or something. I literally write it on a flashcard and then write the answers on the back. And that's kind of how I made so many flashcards for RE, because I then would go back and literally just quickly test myself, and it was so easy to just test myself because those are the questions that would kind of come up in RE. So yeah, that was good for RE. Let's have a look. I'm surprised MSC doesn't have a larger following. I find it so helpful talking to other people the same age as me. Do you know what? Share it on Instagram, share it on YouTube. Like, honestly, MSC is just so good to, like, help you through GCSEs and help you through, like, starting year 11, or if you've only got, like, ever got any, like, questions and stuff. Obviously, I've now been through the whole high school process from, like, year 7 to year 11, and I can answer questions on, like, GCSE results day and year 11 and the revision that I did and everything that happened in year 11, because, like, obviously I did MSc through year 11 as well, so, like, people follow me through there, but now I've done it, it's kind of like I've got all of the knowledge I need to give to people, and if anybody ever wants to know anything, then yeah, just ask me questions. 3 top tips for year 11. 3 top tips would be: revise little and often, like, efficiency and, like, what do I always say? Quality over quantity. Yeah, quality over quantity. I'm sure your teachers always say that, but, like, it literally is about the quality of your revision rather than how much you do, because, like, you could just be revising some random thing, or, like, it's literally just about opening a textbook, and there's so much information on a textbook page, and the really important thing to do is just narrow it down, write it in your own sentences, even, like, draw pictures as the sentence, like, that's, like, or write, like, anecdotes so you can remember the things to say, and, like, yeah, so that's one of the, what was the other tip? So quality over quantity, don't stress too much, and revise little and often. Yeah, and I know a lot of people always say that it's not really a tip to tell somebody not to stress too much, but honestly, it's just about finding a balance, and just getting a hobby. Like, people might think you're mad for getting a hobby during GCSEs. Like, my head of year told my mum that I should not be doing YouTube in year 11. He literally went up to my mum and was like, I don't think Olivia should carry on with YouTube because it's going to clash too much with the GCSEs. And do you know what? God knows how many GCSE videos down the line, and I've done my GCSEs and got my GCSEs and managed to pass them all, even Spanish. But yeah, like, I literally vlogged every single day through GCSEs, and yeah, it was hard, but, like, people can now watch that experience of me doing their GCSEs, and, like, even next year when people are doing the GCSEs, like, they can still watch those videos and feel like they're not alone. But yeah, try and just get a hobby to take your mind off GCSE stress. In England, which year group is the second year of GCSEs? So we kind of do 2 years of GCSEs, really. So the first year is year 10, where you're just revising and learn all the content, and then year 11 is where you actually do the content, actually do the exams, and yeah, you still obviously revise all the way through year 11, and at the end of year 11 you sit the exams, you sit your GCSEs. Year 12 is so bad. I've not started year 12 yet. I'm still in that awkward transition phase between year 11 and year 12, where you're just kind of not in school. So yeah, I'm kind of just not in school at the minute, which is really weird, because a lot of people are. Is A-level biology as hard as people make it seem? I honestly don't know, because I don't do A-level biology. But if anybody in the comments does A-level biology, then I'm sure they can let you know. If not, maybe ask a friend that you know that's done it, or, like, yeah. But yeah, I don't do A-level biology. Year 12, and it already sucks. I feel like a lot of people aren't really liking year 12. Is anybody, like, started year 12 that actually likes year 12? Anybody at all? Anybody at all? Advice for year 10. Year 10, honestly, just the same as year 11. Like, don't push yourself too much in year 10, because you don't want to burn yourself out. But still do that little bit of revision every single day, and yeah, just enjoy year 10. Enjoy it. Enjoy not having the stress of knowing that you've got your GCSEs. Enjoy not having the countdown on the assembly, like PowerPoint, every single time you have an assembly. That's what you should enjoy in year 10. I'm already tired of A-levels and it hasn't even started. Literally. I feel like a lot of people are already like that. I was looking through Snapchat stories before, and my friend had literally already done 10 pages of maths, and she's been there a day. And I was like, wow, that's a lot of maths. Not being weird or anything, but you have nice nails. Thank you. They're not real. They're literally fake. And that one came off on the bounce castle, like I said before. But yeah, I'm gonna have to take them off for college soon. So, are you going to be vlogging moving? Yes, I am. I'm really excited to move, but then again, I literally have nothing. I need to go shopping for all of my dance stuff, all of my like just gym stuff, and whatever else I'm gonna need. How to balance out relaxed time, study time, and get enough time to sleep. No, it's actually really hard to do. But the thing that I like to do that helped me manage my time a lot was just make a planner of everything you wanted to do. So I'd have like all of the times down the side and then the days across the top. And then I just plan it out. So like I'd wake up in the morning. Sometimes I'd actually revise in the morning because I found like I was a lot more productive. So I'd revise in the morning and then like go to school. Every time I came home from school, I would never go straight into revision. And a lot of people say you should revise straight after school because you still got that motivation to keep you going. But honestly, I like to come home from school and watch YouTube for an hour. And then I'd usually revise a bit more, and then I'd usually try and get an early night. So yeah, try and plan it and see if that works, and just plan your day out. Apparently, biology, chemistry, and maths is the holy trinity of A-levels. Liv 2 is doing biology. I'm sure she's doing biology, chemistry, maths, and further medics. So I'm sure she's going to have a great time doing A-levels. I start tomorrow working for half day today for the assembly and new tutors. How was it? Did you make any new friends? I feel like a lot of people are making new friends, and it's actually really nice to see that people, yeah, it's just a new start, a fresh start, and everybody can make new friends. And yeah. What was your favourite year at high school? My favourite year was probably, I feel like it was year 9, just because we had really good English classes. Like, we literally did nothing in English. And my teacher was one of those teachers that you see on Instagram where they're like, there's like those Instagram memes about the English teachers that tell you all about their life and their husband and their house that they rented and the neighbours that were really, really loud and they had to move house and their child. And my English teacher was one of those teachers. And I literally only had her year 9 because she only worked in our school for a year, which doesn't surprise me. But yeah, year 9 was just funny. Like, nothing was really serious because they weren't really focused on you. I feel like year 7 is kind of just where you're really nervous about starting high school, and it's just kind of like year 7 all the way through. Year 8 is where you kind of relax into year 8 is where you just relax into the school. Year 9 is just kind of where you're chilled out, and then year 10 is where it hits you. So year 9 is probably the best year. How do you cope during mocks and the real exams, mental and physical health? So I used to love to go for a run. Running really helped me mentally and physically. It kind of just relaxed me. It gave me time to just clear my head and focus on something else. And mentally, I think it is just about giving yourself time away from the revision and the stress and the school. And if you do find yourself like struggling mentally, speak to a teacher in school. My school was so amazing at helping people with that were like struggling mentally with all the stress and everything, and there were always people we could go to. We always had assemblies about it. There's now certain apps and stuff, I really can't remember what they're called, but we got given this app that we could use if we wanted to talk to somebody like anonymously. But yeah, there's so many amazing things that are now there to help young people with their mental health. I know I did a video, I think it was literally a year ago, and it was about the mental health of a GCSE student, and I also used that for my English language speech, and it was literally just about how GCSEs are stressful and can impact a lot of people quite like harshly mentally. Like, I know people that have really struggled with like GCSEs, and some people actually never actually sat them because they just couldn't deal with the stress. And so it is really important to just make sure that you are okay mentally, because honestly, it helps so much more when you are sitting those exams to just be okay. Like, obviously, you're always going to have a little bit of stress, but as long as you're not too stressed, then yeah, just make sure you keep on top of your mental health. Do you remember when, from your videos last year, stressing year 11? Wow, yeah, that was literally what I was talking about. Do you miss it? I don't miss year 11. A lot of people say, like, when you leave year 11, you really miss it, and you miss all your friends and all the teachers, and you miss the school environment. But honestly, I think I got to the point where I was ready to leave and ready to move on. And I feel like I've done so many amazing things this summer and experienced so much that I haven't had time to miss it. And obviously now I'm starting a new chapter of my life, so I kind of just don't miss year 11. Like, I thought I would miss it a lot more. Like, when I went back to pick up my results, there was a lot of teachers that I didn't see that I hoped would be there. And so I kind of missed just like bumping into them and saying hi and literally like catching them up on my life, and like they would even catch me up on their lives, and like, yeah, so I don't really miss it, but I do kind of miss, yeah, seeing some of the teachers. Guys, just remember, the more you learn, the more you earn. What a quote to live by. What time did you wake up for school? It literally varied all the time. Some days I would leave the house at 5 to 9. My school started at 9. I'd literally run into form. But my form teacher was never really there anyway, so yeah, they never noticed I was late. But then some days I'd literally wake up at 5 o'clock and be in school for like 8, because we sometimes got to like revise in school with some teachers. I remember I was once in school for 7:30 in the morning because we did a chemistry revision class. Yeah. Have you stayed friends with other people from year 11? I watched your T-Spell video. I'm only friends with Liv and Harry at the minute. But yeah, I'm friends with 2 people from year 11, which is kind of mad, because you go from having a massive friendship group to only having a really small friendship group. But then obviously I am moving away. I feel like it would be a lot different if I weren't moving away, but I am moving away, and I've already made so many amazing new friends, and I honestly just can't wait to start now. I've been writing all day. Ooh, what have you been writing? Sounds good. Oh, a horror book. I'm currently writing chapter 2. Horror books scare me. Horror films scare me. Literally, like, they kind of creep me out. Yeah, I'm sure it's good though. How to not want to go to bed as soon as you get home. I still want to know that myself. I used to come home from year 11 and I'd lie in bed for an hour before I even moved. Literally, like, I have to lie in bed as soon as I come home. In fact, as soon as I come home from anywhere, even if I've just been out or like anywhere, just come in and lie in bed. I never even go in my living room at all to like lie on the couch. I feel like a lot of people sit on the couch. I'd literally just lie in bed and chill. But yeah, even if you just come home from school and lie in bed and watch some Primrose Kitten science or some maths videos, or like even free science lessons or anything, at least you're lying in bed and technically still revising, you could say. Does anyone else feel starved and drained after summer of doing nothing and eating whenever you want? Literally, it's so weird getting back into a routine and being so restricted to what you can do when, and being certain times, and like you have to go to college, certain lesson, break, certain lesson, lunch, certain lesson, home. It's quite weird to get back into, but then I'm sure everybody will get back into the swing of it, and it'll all be fine, and it'll all be good. And yeah, I'm sure everyone will start. I used to quite love being in a routine, and then obviously I've not been in a routine for ages now, and I love not being in a routine, but I feel like I'll fall back into the habit of loving being in a routine again. Hi Harvey, how are you, Harvey? How's the GCSE thing going? How's college going? Did you finally decide what college you were going to? I really want half term already. Harvey is a mood. Harvey is an actual mood. Do you go to the gym, Olivia? I run. I don't really go to the gym. I do like at-home workouts. I used to go to the gym, but it just gets so busy. And every time I want to do a workout, like all the space is always taken. So I literally just do it in my garden or at home now. But in the winter I do, because it's quite cold, like outside. So yeah, it's easier to go to the gym. I hate college. Why, Harvey? What college did you even end up going to? Because I know you wanted to go to that film college, and then you didn't know if you wanted to go, and then you wanted to go again, and then you didn't know again. So, Elvie, after finishing on your GCSEs, do you feel like revision for exams were a lot easier than you originally thought? No. I remember hating at one point revision and GCSEs, and then like I feel like once you get into revising, it's so much more easier. But once you fall out of the habit of not revising, then it's so much harder. So like at one point, I just fell out of the habit, and it was really, really hard. But then I got back into it, and it was okay. But yeah, it is really hard. But you'll be fine and get through it. I'm at the one with Lily, and it's 2 weeks of induction. We aren't doing anything, that's why it's so boring. 2 weeks of induction. Wow. I literally had one induction day in July, and we literally spent half a day there. We literally only got to look, like, we spoke to everybody for 30 seconds. I think it was 30 seconds speed dating, and then we went home. Well, we bought a uniform and then went home. We have a week of freshers, but we still have to do lessons and like dance streaming, which I'm really scared about, and like singing streaming and acting streaming, which is basically where you get put into sets for the different like singing, acting, dancing. So yeah, I'm sure that your college will get better though, and you'll start to love it a lot more, especially if it's something you want to be doing, and you've always kind of talked about that college as well. So yeah, hopefully you'll start to like it a lot more, and it'll be good. Top tips for current year 11s. Revise. Literally, if you're in school today and you learned something new, write it on a flashcard, because it'll help you so much more in the long run. Yeah, Harvey goes to the same college as Lily Mae. That's how they know each other. Is there any games in the stream? Yes, there will be games later on, so make sure you are sticking around for those. I will be live until 8 p.m. and then Jade will be taking back over and chatting to you all. And yeah, games about 8:45, so make sure you are sticking around for those. Also, if you haven't given this live a thumbs up and you are watching it and you are enjoying it, then please do make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed already, because you don't want to miss the amazing MC content that is literally coming out daily. The GCSE season was absolutely amazing. The results day season was amazing. Back to school week, amazing. So yeah, make sure you are subscribed if you're not subscribed already. Let's have a look. Tips for year 7. Year 7, I literally remember starting year 7 like it was yesterday. It feels like it was yesterday, but then it also feels like it was literally years ago. Tips for year 7 would just be make new friends. Don't just stick with your primary school friends. Find out like which subject you really like, because it makes it so much easier when it comes to picking your options. Don't stress out about year 11s being big and scary, because when I got to year 11, I was like, wow, why was I scared of year 11s? Because they're literally not scary at all. But yeah, year 7 is just, year 7 is literally so chill. It's calm. It's really good. And they're also really relaxed about if you do something like wrong or something, then they're fine with it because you're just year 7. How to stop procrastinating? I feel like this is the one question that everybody always gets asked and nobody can ever answer, because it's literally a case of there's nothing I can say to you right now and nothing that anybody can say to you that will stop you procrastinating. It literally comes down to how much you want something, like how much you want that grade, how much you're like willing to do, how determined you are, how motivated you are, how, like, if you want something, it's going to obviously take hard work. Like, nothing comes easy. Everything that's good is hard to get. So just tell yourself you're going to do something at a set time and just do it. And I also really like to watch motivational videos on YouTube. There's really good like motivational speech things. There's really good motivational songs and stuff. So yeah, watch some motivational things. There's also a video floating around at the minute, something called "Watch This Before Going Back to School" or something. That's really good. So yeah, maybe watch something like that. I mean, we all procrastinate right now. Let's be honest. Literally, everyone procrastinates. It's a normal thing to do, I think. I remember being year 7, where my form was the worst in the whole school. Literally, I remember my form teacher would be like, "This form is the worst in the whole school. We've got to put on a form report card." And like, I was only year 7 and I was so scared. And I was like telling my mum how we got put on this form report card. I was literally one of like the goody two shoes year 11. I was like, year 7, I was like, never wanted to do anything wrong, and I always make sure I did my homework on time. Like, I'd get to class really early, literally really early. I'd have my lunch and go straight to class and wait outside the class for 25 minutes, because I feel like that's what you do when you're first week of year 7. You're just scared to do anything wrong. But yeah, year 7s do look smaller every year. In fact, this year they actually look quite old, and year 11 looked quite young, so it's kind of weird, kind of scary. But yes, anyway, I'm going to hand it back over to Jade. You're all going to have some really fun time chatting with her, and then also there will be games later on as well. So yeah, thanks for listening to me chat, and I will speak to you all again very, very soon.
6:50 in the morning, and I'm honestly so tired. I'm not ready for school. I am excited. I don't even know if I can get out of bed. It's the first day back at school. It's lunchtime now, and we've had 3 classes so far, and we had extended form time, which is good because we got to know all the new people. Katie, how has your day been so far?
Good. I had dance. Yeah, we had history. That was kind of boring. Yeah, history was bad.
Also, we started GCSE art, me and Natasha, and it was so stressful. This is 60% of your exam now.
I draw this building well.
We've just got like one more lesson today, which is good.
Yeah, nothing new.
Well, apart from that, we're starting GCSE, but that's just a little bit, isn't it, right?
Really.
I'm like home from school now, and honestly, I've had better back to schools. That was stressful. Going into year 10, I did not expect it to be so full on with like the sudden GCSE stuff. It is where it is. I've got more classes that I haven't had yet. There was like some good parts, some bad parts.
I actually have like 20,000 highlighters.
This is literally just half of it. I love these pens with like different colours on it. I go through these like crazy.
There's also got a pink
Pastel colours one.
I got a new pencil case, this ruler, and I just like it because it's like a snappy one.
I love highlighters so much.
Love them so much.
A planner, and it's from Ryman's.
I have this set.
If it's blue, I'm not having it. It's got to be black.
Open it, and then there's like highlighters.
Sticky notes, just the basics, cue cards, a folder.
There's a lot of pressure on year 11s, but hopefully it's nothing really new to the students. They have been preparing for this since year 9. The pressure goes up a little bit more, and the workload goes up, but not by a huge amount.
We use an idea called Jiffy, and the first part is Jade's jigsaw, and it's sort of fitting in the extract. Does it come from the beginning, the middle, or the end of the book? And then students can think about, okay, if it's from the beginning of the book, what might it lead to later?
I would advise that if they can, they should read ahead. I tend to put a lot of resources on Show My Homework. They should read around the subject a bit more. And yeah, read ahead so that when they come to the classroom, they're not lost.
There's quite a maths element in GCSE, which I think a lot of students don't necessarily think is going to be in the GCSE course.
There's one written homework every 2 weeks or so, and each week they also do some skills checks. Okay. So the pupils get a chance to practice a range of skills, and that's something we've been doing now to try and get revision as a habit really early.
I think having a strong set of revision skills, having practiced and throughout your school career, so things like flashcards, building up your resources over time really helps, and making sure that you know what works best for you, because some things work best for others but not necessarily for you.
So it's better for you to go off and find your own sometimes. So homework will be maybe research, it might be go to a museum or a gallery, or go take your own photographs of whatever the theme is and so on like that. I'm always open, it depends on your teacher, but there's nowhere that says you have all got to do the same artist.
Oh, okay. Types of business, that'll be the first subject that you cover in all GCSE. You are likely to find, very likely to find, all kinds of resources from, say, BBC Bite Size on types of businesses. There's a website called Tutor to You, and you will also find comprehensive introductory notes to GCSE business there.
Okay, so hope you enjoyed that video. You will have actually seen Isabel there at the beginning, and we're going to be speaking to Isabel very shortly, so that is exciting. And I hope you enjoyed Olivia's live takeover, as you usually do. I'm sure you did. So yeah, just keep getting your comments in and questions. If any of you have questions about sixth form or college, I've been through that, so I can try and answer to the best of my ability. And I'm sure there will be a lot of people in the comments who can help you out if you need advice. Or what you could do is give your best pieces of advice from last year. Tell us what year you're going into now, and then maybe a good piece of advice to do with last year, and that could help somebody else in the comments, who knows. So hello everyone. So games are going to be at about 8:45, may start just a little bit earlier. I think you guys are going to enjoy this one a lot. It's a little bit difficult, a little bit more difficult than usual, which is good, because we like to give you guys a challenge, and last night you guys were pretty good at it last night. So yeah, and we won't, well, as well as speaking to Isabel, we're actually going to be speaking to Starla as well, and she's going into year 11, whereas Isabel is going into year 10. So we'll have the views and opinions of people in both years of GCSEs, which is good. So let's have a look at what you guys are doing. Okay, so Emily, you said that you're doing film, video and photography. That sounds like a really fun mix of subjects there. Very creative. Probably takes up a lot of room on your laptop as well. And it seems really good at the moment, so I'm really happy about that. Let me know if you guys have enjoyed your first day or first days back at school, or maybe you go back tomorrow. And I know a couple of people said that they don't start until Monday as well. So they're the lucky ones, they get their weekend. Ivy, you've said hi, hello. Good to have you here. So I'm guessing that you will have gone into year 13 today. So let us know how that was for you. I want to know if it's been a good day today. Emily Blackledge, I started college today and I got my timetable, and Wednesday I'm in 9 till 6. That sounds like a pretty long day actually. Luckily I never had to be in sixth form past 4 o'clock ever, so I was quite lucky with that. But I guess once you get home after 6 o'clock, it does mean that hopefully you will have had enough time during the day to get all of your independent study and independent work done. So hopefully you won't be having to do too much at home. So I'm just going to see if Isabel is ready for a call. We'll be calling her in just a couple minutes. And hopefully she's had a good day today. Let's have a look. Right, here we go. And MH Adventures going into year 11, tip for year 10, revise for the marks and make some notes during the end of the year. Yeah, that's a really good piece of advice actually. I think year 10 is a great opportunity to set yourself up for year 11, because obviously you've still got the support from your teachers when you go back in year 11. However, if you just sort yourself out at the end of year 10 and get yourself organised, not even necessarily revising, but just making sure all your notes are in order, that will really help you when you come back to have a look at it in year 11. So Isabel's ready for a call in a minute, so that's great. I'll be speaking to her very soon. Isabel is going into year 10, so maybe if you're older than that, you can think of some advice and we can give Isabel some hints and tips to get through year 10. Also, if you have any questions for Isabel as well, get those at the ready. We have Starlet in the comments. We're going to be speaking to Starlet very shortly after we've spoken to Isabel, so hello to you, and hopefully this week has been good for you guys so far. Ivy, you said that you helped out with the induction of year 12s today and you got chocolate for it, so it's all okay. Well, that's fine. I know that school love to bribe people with chocolate when you have to do stuff like that. And to be honest, helping everyone like with the induction day, I'd find that kind of fun. Knowing that I was in that position, and I don't know, people don't generally ask for advice in person when they're confronted with a year 13, because it can be quite daunting, but that's why MSE is so great. You can just pop a comment in and not have to worry about that. So it's 10 past now. We're just going to video chat with Isabel. Here we go. Get the volume up. Here we go, it's just ringing. Yeah, Amar says chocolate is good for your health and brain, apparently, which it is. Dark chocolate can be really good, I've heard. And Mitch, you've got some good advice here. Hello!
Hi.
Hi, would you be able to just turn your camera around? It's kind of brill. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I will just put you on the stand so we can get you in front of the camera, and I'll turn my video off as well, and then we'll be good to go.
Yep.
Here we go. I'm just going to actually take it. This might... Otherwise, I'm going to drop it. Those of you who have watched before me know... Oh, that I'm not great at using this stand, so... There we go. Hopefully that's okay. I can like move. We're just gonna, there we go, get Isabel in shot, and hopefully that's fine. And then I'll be given the thumbs up and we're good to go. So as I said, Isabel's going into year 10. Get your advice in and get your questions in. I'll be having a look at your comments and seeing about answering those. Yeah, if anyone has any like good motivation tips or any questions about the first day. So here we go. I think we have Isabel here. So hello, Isabel.
Hiya.
So then, which day this week was it that you went back to school?
I went back to school today.
Okay, so let's walk it through then. What did you do first thing when you had to get into school? What time was it?
I got to school around like 8:45,
Mm-hmm.
and I had like an extended form time, so
Yeah.
that was all right. And then first period I had art, and I usually like art, but straight away it was the most stressful thing.
Oh,
It was
no.
just like the teachers just suddenly started going straight into GCSE, and I was obviously not expecting that.
Yeah.
And then I had drama, which
Mhm.
was quite good because like the drama teacher wanted to just kind of settle us in first.
Yeah.
And then I had English, which it was just like any other English lesson I really ever had. And then last period I had science, and it was chaos.
I can imagine. It sounds like a pretty full-on day then to start your GCSE journey with.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's always going to feel like that, and I think as the weeks go on, you'll get more and more used to it. And having less subjects as well can feel a bit easier once you get into the swing of things, and you don't have to worry about all those other subjects that you have managed to drop now, which is good. So how are you feeling about the next term? Is it going to be a busy one? Have you got any plans in place for revision techniques and studying yet?
Not really. Our school kind of told us that over like the summer holidays to kind of chill out, because obviously going back into it this year it's very full on. So I think school kind of have like things in place to kind of edge us in towards it.
Yeah.
But today it just suddenly became quite realistic what's happening, and yeah.
So we have some advice here then in the comments from Mitch about how to get through year 10. Mitch says, I would say keep on top of homework and occasionally, maybe on a weekend or half term, start to make some revision notes or resources to help you not get too stressed in year 11. So that's a really good bit of advice, kind of just making sure you're sorted out really. You don't have to go full on with the revision every single day, but just sorting yourself out each week is a really good thing to do. Let's have a look. If anyone has any questions for Isabel, get them in. So you said that you had art and drama, so I'm guessing you've chosen those. What other subjects have you chosen for GCSE?
I've also chosen RE and history.
Yeah, so RE and history, they're both the humanities as well. So there'll be, you know, essays to write, I'm sure. If anyone has done like RE or history or is interested in asking a question about it, pop it in the comments. Yeah, so what did you get up to then, kind of in the week or so leading up to today? Like, did you go out and buy any stationery, like any folders? What kind of prep have you done for this week?
I honestly did like a lot of work so I could actually have some money, and then I just went to WH Smith and bought like everything.
Yeah, that's...
I kind of went in there a bit crazy, and yeah, I just got everything because I just wanted to be ready. And then, yeah, it was very frantic. I wish I'd kind of started prepping for school a bit earlier.
Yeah, it's like the classic running around, buying literally everything you need for your pencil case. We've had so many people in the comments talking about stationery because obviously MSE put up their stationery video. And so I'm interested to know, what is your most important piece of stationery in your pencil case?
Probably, I love that there's just so many different colours and it makes my notes look gorgeous. And I find that if it looks good, then I'm more likely to look at it and revise.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know why that is, it just helps for me.
Yeah, it's like if you make them look nice, you're more likely to go back, look at them again, and it also makes it less boring having to write it all in the same colour. And it's good, like, if you're a visual learner, you can do things in different colours. That is a definite recommendation. Although don't go overboard. I know some people would, like, go properly overboard with decorating, putting borders around the edge, making those fancy titles with the colour, and then I didn't know how to do that anyway. But sometimes that's just another procrastination technique that people end up doing. Let's have a look. We've got a few people in the comments. We've got Mitch again. He said, I did RE, and to be honest, I made flashcards with all the key terms and quotes because there is a lot of content to cover. So that's what I found easier. So there we go. Maybe get some flashcards. I don't know if you got any flashcards on your big WH Smith wall.
buy that at my little stationery.
Oh, cool. Well then, it sounds like you're set for RE for sure. And especially history as well. I think flashcards can be good for that. So do you have any questions at all about year 10, either for me or for the people in the comments?
Probably like about drama, because I knew like there's going to be some theory, but I have no idea kind of what that's going to be like. Because in year 9 it was all very practical.
Yeah, exactly. I think in the lower school you tend to just do the practical side of it, like you'd go into a drama lesson, practice like emotions or like little scenes. But when I did drama GCSE, I did the Welsh board, which was the one exam board that included the most practical and the least theory, which I was quite lucky with, because obviously most people take drama for the practical side of it. So what you will probably do though is you'll read a play and you'll analyse it, and it'll almost be a little bit like English, where you'll have to answer questions, but they'll be a lot more, they'll be a bit easier and a lot more creative as well. It might ask about what you would use for lighting or costume in that scene that they choose. As well as that, I think you do some coursework. You may have to write an essay about a devised piece, and you may possibly have to watch a play, like go watch a live play, and then analyse that as well. So those are the sort of theory aspects of drama I can think of that I've heard people have done. Megzi Georgina has said, I did GCSE drama. You're going to study a play, you're going to have to write a devised log about a group performance, and the theory is just going to be about acting skills and stuff. Yeah, so it won't be too difficult. It's not like you're going to be writing a whole English essay, but it will just kind of show that you're able to look at a piece of text and know how you would like dramatise it and make it your own, really. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any comments left for Isabel, get them in. We have Kenzie actually. This is another drama comment. With drama written work, the key is to work lots at home. It's not too hard when you get the hang of it. Also, when you study a play, make sure you get the script to look over to remind yourself of things. There we go. So it's not going to be too hard, and it's easy to get the hang of, which is good. So then, I think that's pretty much it. We are all done with the comments, so thank you very much for joining us, Isabel, and good luck for the year, good luck for GCSEs, and I hope you have a great first week back at school.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so that was Isabel, and I really hope that she has a great year 10, and some really good bits of advice there in the comments, especially for the drama. That was really good. It's good that we are able to help each other out, you know, that's what MSc is for. So I will just check that Starla is okay for 5 minutes time, just to make sure. Starla's going into year 11, so she's kind of gone through the whole entering into GCSEs process, and now it's going to be the big year this year. There we go. And there we go. And Isabel said that the advice was super helpful. So well done everyone who got your advice in. That was absolutely brilliant. Okay. There we go. We're all set for 5 minutes. Okay, so keep getting your comments in. So I'm sure loads of you have started school already. If you're going back soon, how are you preparing? And if you did go back, how did you prepare? I'd be interested to know what kind of stuff you did to get ready. I remember obviously the big stationery haul is what everyone does, as well as like folders. You kind of forget to think about those, especially going into GCSEs. You never have to have all these big folders, and then all of a sudden you have like 10 ring binders to carry with you, and it can be a big leap from year 9. So look, Skyplan, I'm scared for art GCSE. I heard it's such a stressful subject. I personally didn't do art GCSE. A lot of my friends did, and quite a few of my friends did art A-level. I think with art, the main thing to remember is that it's completely under your control for most of the term. It's just coursework, obviously, and so it's easier said than done, but just don't leave the coursework until the last minute. And another thing with it is that a lot of people let art get in the way of other subjects, because obviously you spend the time that you want to spend on it. So if it was maths homework, you could do the 10 questions, you'd be set and you'd be done. But with art, there's really no end to it. You can keep on adding and adding and adding, and that's when people get a bit stressed, because you put the pressure on yourself to make your drawing or your painting perfect, and that can take hours on end. So just do it little and often, and kind of get your other subjects done first, and try and enjoy it as well, because I'm sure you've taken art because you love art and doing art, creating art. So on the weekend, don't spend 7 hours on Saturday doing your homework. However, if you want to relax, maybe go and do it in a different location. If you have a garden, do it outside, just to use it as a relaxation point. If you find yourself on social media just scrolling through aimlessly, think actually I'll just do a random drawing and I could end up using it as part of my coursework. You just never know. Let's have a look. Yeah, we've just got 2 minutes and we'll be speaking to Starla, so keep thinking about your questions or advice for a new Year 11 student as well. So in game with Alex, do you have any tips on how much of our study period should be spent studying, being realistic? So obviously the aim is that if you were to have an hour of study period, that you just revise for an hour, but we all know that's not going to happen. I would say just you're going to expect to be chatting or procrastinating. Let yourself do that, but give yourself a time limit. Say for this, if I have an hour, I'm only allowed to be chatting or distracting myself for a maximum of 15 minutes. And if it gets to 15 minutes, take yourself away from that situation, like away from your friends or away from whatever's distracting you, like your phone. And just give yourself a limit, because then at least you can get that out of your system and then hopefully you'll be ready to do some revision. If you are having a stressful day and you need to just relax for that study period, that's absolutely fine. But just remember that in your next one, just try and get a little bit extra work done and try that bit harder because you may have relaxed in your last one. That's what I would say. So, it's 8:25. We're going to see if Starla is ready and we can go live. So if you've been through Year 11 or you are currently going into Year 11 and have any questions, put those in the comments, and any bits of advice if you have been through it. Here we go. That could have been a really unflattering angle for me there. Hiya! Hi! How are you? You good?
Thank you. How are
Fab. I'm great. So what I'm going to do is just in a second I'll turn my video off and then I'll pop you on the stand in front of the camera and we'll be good to go. Okay, so I'm going to do this again. I just don't want to completely mess up the phone. Okay. Hopefully that's all in place. Yeah, are we ready? Does that look alright? Okay, if that is all good, we'll go for it. So, everyone, this is Starla. Hi. So, I think that, the volume's completely up, just thought I'd check. So, what year are you going into?
I am going into Year 10 this year.
So you're going into Year 10, okay.
Yeah.
Scrap the idea of Year 11, guys. I got it wrong. Year 10. So, you may have seen we had some good tips. I might just move you back a bit. That could be helpful. The camera, just so we can get your whole face in, because otherwise we'll just be talking to your chin. Okay. I think that should be a bit better for you guys, so you can see Starla properly. So let everyone know, what GCSEs have you chosen?
I am taking psychology, geography, French, and triple science this year, so it's a bit different than last year.
Yeah. Cool. I mean, psychology sounds amazing. I would have loved to do psychology GCSE. That's it doesn't get offered at my school, so that is really cool that you get to do that in Year 10 and 11. Yeah. Which one are you looking forward to most?
Probably psychology, because it's just so different and we've never done anything like it whatsoever, so I'm really excited to learn something new.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Psychology sounds really interesting. Yeah. So then, what kind of stuff have you been up to, kind of prepping yourself to go into GCSEs?
Well, I did actually start at the start of summer because I was just so excited to get on with it.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of did my stationery shopping at the start because there seemed to be a lot of bargains then. I don't know why.
Yeah.
a lot of bargains. So I got all my stuff, revision guides. A lot of people I know passed on revision guides, which is really nice of them.
Yeah.
So kind of got myself ready, and then the night before, kind of made sure everything was prepared. My lunch was kind of set off, and I just kind of got into the right mindset as well of what's going to happen. I know it's the start of my GCSEs, so I just kind of got into that mindset.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a really good plan, actually, getting everything ready the night before so you can wake up.
Yeah.
No stresses about that, just get yourself to school and you're ready. Yeah, so, and actually, the idea of getting stationery and preparing yourself after the whole, because it would have been after the whole exam period for year 11s and year 13s, I'm sure you would have found some bargains, because I think, like, the whole back to school period at the end of August, the shops must crank their prices up. You're not going to find any sale items in the stationery section, are you? That'll probably come in like October. I don't know. So that's a good idea as well. Maybe that should be a bit of advice for everyone who is going into year 10 next year. So, let's think. Were there any subjects that you were doing in the lower school that you were kind of sad to have to drop? Were there any that you would have wanted to carry on?
Well, I was considering taking history instead of French, but I kind of felt that French would help me more in the long run. So I kind of am a bit sad to leave history behind, but I think it's kind of worth it and more beneficial to me.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, French is great. They always say that having a language is brilliant and it's great for connections and it can lead you on to loads of other stuff. I did French and history, and so it was kind of like, French was compulsory, so I didn't have a choice in that matter. Personally, if I could have not done French, I would have, because I'm hopeless at languages. Anyway, so do you have anything in mind? This is like looking into the future now, but since you've chosen your GCSEs, do you have anything in mind for what you're going to be doing once you've taken your GCSEs and got them all out the way?
Yeah, I think so. I've kind of got my future set out. I'd like to go to sixth form. I'm not really sure whereabouts yet. I'm not really thinking college. I'd rather go sixth form and do my A-levels and then go to university, and kind of, I'd like to go to medical school, either become a doctor or a vet. So I've kind of got myself sorted out a little bit.
Cool, that's really good. It's great that you have something in mind, and if it changes, then it's almost like a good thing. It's great to have something to aim towards, and then just see where life takes you, I guess. Yeah. So is there anything in particular that you're nervous for over the next couple years?
I think it's the revision, because I think I'm going to end up being like a procrastinator, and I really do not want that to happen.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to get that started at the start of year 10, so maybe October time, because then I've kind of started it and I know what I'm doing for like the exams and mocks and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I think half term is a great time to like sort yourself out, and because once you've done a few weeks of year 10, you kind of get the gist of what GCSEs are going to be like, and then you can just sort all your folders out. Have you got like loads of ring binders?
Yes, I have tons, and my mum said that's probably a bit too many, but I think if you have too many, then that's better than having lots, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just great. Like all different. I remember having all different colours, and then you can like Sharpie on the subject on the front, and yeah, you can like organise yourself. I just loved being able to organise bits of paper into each one. And obviously the paper will build up. So piece of advice, if there's any bits of papers that you think this is irrelevant, it's a random crossword that we had to do as an exercise in French or something, just get rid of it, because you're not going to be looking at the crossword again. It's those like weird sort of things that I realised when I came to revise, they were just getting in the way. So I think we might have some comments here. Boom says everyone loves a bargain. Of course we do. Kenzie says, I chose French, geography, drama and art, so I've got lessons that will look good on a CV and one to calm down with too. Yeah, French is absolutely, it's like any language is brilliant to be able to put on a CV, and it's quite a good starting point for conversations in interviews and stuff. You know, they might be interested in how far you took that language. So that's really good. And we have a bit of advice here from Alex. In Game with Alex says, for French, watch some films in French with subtitles on, so you can relax but also learn a bit, and you can kind of treat it as revising. So if you feel like you're going to procrastinate, which you said you're pretty sure you're going to be a procrastinator, just think, actually, I'm going to whack a French film on, and then just hearing the French accent and the French words might even be a little bit of revision for your French speaking exam next year.
Yeah, that's really good. I really like that. I didn't actually think of that.
Yeah.
Just sort of reading over my own notes, but I think that's a really good idea.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure there must be like French films on Netflix and stuff. And then after it, you'll feel, right, I've procrastinated now, but also it was productive. So that's actually, really good bit of advice there. So we're going to wrap it up, I reckon, because we're getting towards the games now, and I don't want to keep people waiting. So thank you very much, Starla, for joining us. And yeah, good luck for your GCSEs. I'm sure it's going to be a great time. It can be stressful at times, but also I feel like everyone comes together at the end of it, and you can look forward to that super long summer at the end of year 11 as well. Anyway, so have a good week of school. Well, we've only got a couple days left this week, but I hope they're great for you. And yeah, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye.
Like 6:50 in the morning.
So this is my breakfast. I'm having porridge. Got myself some lovely breakfast.
So today is my first day back at school. I've got a lot of workshops and assemblies this morning because we're going into year 11. But I'm looking forward to seeing my friends. First day of school over and we got our new ties. Yay! So we're prefect ties in year 11. Got to have the 3 stripes. Our teachers are obsessed with them. All in all, a good first day.
Yeah, it was good.
It's the first day back at school, it's lunchtime now, and we've had 3 classes so far, and we had extended form time, which was good because we got to know all the new people.
I've had a really good first day. I got my timetable, which is pretty decent.
I've already got quite a few goals which are completely reachable.
I think I want to be more like social with people.
To actually study more outside of school.
It's more organised, have homework done at the right time.
Do my best in my GCSEs.
I'm going to be meeting new people. I intend to take advantage of that.
Just getting on with everything, writing extra notes.
Just make sure that you actually have done the work in the summer. If you, as I said before, make sure that summer research is done. If you've done that, you'll actually start off on a really good note. It'll be positive.
I've marked an awful lot of exam papers this summer. Many of them have been very good. Some candidates, they write pages of good material, but we cannot as examiners give them credit because they don't answer the question.
If you've done an assignment or if you've done a test or an exam, I would always encourage my students to go back, look at it again, redo an essay.
I feel like I'm promoting a lot for Netflix, but anyway, Netflix, they've got some really good things. I've actually got a list of Netflix episodes, shows and movies, but that are to do sociology.
Although A-level is new, a lot of the concepts that you will be looking at are building on what you did at GCSE, and a lot of the skills that you're going to need are those which you needed at the top end of GCSE.
Yeah, we'll be checking to see is the course suitable for you, and then some pupils will fly that, a lot of pupils will fly and pass those early tests. It's a decision time for those pupils who struggle, and it's a decision time between them and the teachers.
I would definitely say that you need to have a strong foundation of the things that you've seen at GCSE level, so amount of substance, moles calculations, atomic structure. Make sure that there's something called the transition guide from GCSE to A-level, and it's a really useful document which you can find easily on Google.
They'll be asked to read a play a week, just one, and they get 7 days to do that. And I really like the idea that students keep a list of plays that they read once a week, once every 2 weeks, so they're really widening their knowledge. So they will be expected to read a play, they will expect it to be doing those short written activities.
I had photography, I had some digital illustration, I had sculpture, clay and so on, painting, drawing, like there was such a variety. As long as you're ticking the boxes of trying out different materials and so on, again depending on what you're technically doing, because there's a difference between doing art and design and art, craft and design.
Right at the beginning, the very first thing that we do is we take a look at some of the basic laws that govern economics. So there's this wonderful thing called the law of demand, and you know, we almost within the first couple of weeks describe a really important graph that shows how demand by people is met by the supply of industry.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video, and I think we're just gonna get straight into the games. This one, I reckon, is going to be tricky, but who knows? It's all to do with basically what's going on this week. Everyone's going back to school. It's all to do with that. We're trying to keep it apt here at MSc. So, if you're not familiar with the game format here at MSc, I will explain it to you now. Tonight, you're going to be seeing an anagram come up on your screen. So that is basically a jumbled up word, and you have to guess what word those letters actually spell. And that word will be to do with this week and going back to school and all that kind of thing. So if you are the first or second person to get the correct answer, and for this one I'm looking for absolute correct spelling, obviously, because it's anagrams, and so I want to see the correct spelling of the word or phrase that the letters spell, then you will get your name put next to a number, and then once I've spun the wheel, if it lands on your number, you have won and you will be able to collect your prize, and I will tell you how. So we're going to have a practice just to see how you guys get on with the anagrams. In Game with Alex has asked about typos. I'm absolutely not allowing any typos with this game because it's a spelling game. So I'm not going to allow you to have a single letter out of place. Here we go. So here is the practice then. So it says block cahoots, but what is it actually spelling? What is the hidden phrase / word? And I'm sure you guys can do this. You're all really smart. Here we go, so we've got loads of comments coming in. Keep them coming in. As I said, if you are the first or second person to get it absolutely right, then that is how you win. However, this is a practice round, so do not worry. This is just to see that you guys can get the gist of it. Here we go. So as that was the practice, I will just get on with it. So the answer to that one was back to school. And this is all going to be about back to school. All of these phrases are going to be to do with going back to school. So the winners of that one would have been Fatma and XXXX, because you both put back to school and you spelled it correctly. So that's how it's going to work for the game. How about then we get straight into it, and here is the first anagram. What is this meaning? So it says, well, it actually says hysteria postponing, but what actual phrase is this to do with back to school? Keep your comments coming in, by the way. I feel like everyone's having a bit of thinking time. It's not easy, you kind of have to like look at it for a really long time. But then, as I said, try and be as quick as you can. And I'm looking for exact spelling. Exact spelling. Correct spelling. Here we go. So we're getting plenty of answers in. Some, like, a few different answers, but they're all on the correct track. So keep them coming in. You just don't know if you are going to be the first person who's right. Maybe some people aren't spelling it the way it's meant to be spelled. Even if they've got the correct answer, just copy them. But spell it how you think it's meant to be spelled. So I think we're going to move on with that one. So well done to everyone who got that one right. The answer was stationery shopping. Now, the word stationery is often spelt incorrectly with an A, because obviously that means standing still. But stationery, like pens and stuff, isn't with an E. So I have to say I'm really sorry if you did end up putting stationery with an A, because that's incorrect. So let's have a look at the first people to get stationery shopping spelt correctly with an E. And so the first 2 people to get that one right were Amar. Well done to Amar, stationery shopping. And the second person, stationery shopping, was Johnny Does Gaming. Here we go. So you 2 are the first on the wheel. You're officially in with a chance of winning a prize tonight. So that is very exciting. And we are going to move on to the next one. Here we go. So this one says admin fringes new, but what phrase does it actually mean? And it's all concerned with going back to school, the kind of things that you're going to be doing when you're going back to school. Here we go, we're getting plenty of comments in. Keep them coming in. We need correct answers, and maybe when people are in a frenzy trying to type in their answer, they may hit the wrong key and make a typo, and that's when you can sweep in and get the correct answer. So that is why I suggest just keep on commenting. Maybe comment twice if you think you've made a typo. Sky Plant says, my God, you guys are smart, and you really are. It's absolutely impressive how you were able to get these so quickly. It would have honestly taken me forever. So you all are pretty much agreeing on exactly what the phrase is, which is so impressive. Like, I don't know why I underestimate all of you every single time, and I apologise for that because you are always so good at this game. So the answer to that one was making new friends, which a lot of people are going to have to overcome this week, going to new schools, and it's not always easy making new friends, but eventually we all do, and so you don't have anything to worry about. So the first person to get that one right, as I think we can all agree, was In Game with Alex. I did see you, yeah, you said you're all welcome. I think a lot of people were trying the tactic that I mentioned earlier about copying, but yes, you spelt everything correctly, so I will put you down. In Game with Alex. And the second person to get that one right there was, making new friends, it was Fguan. So you are on the wheel as well, both of you. Okay, so that was the second one, and we're going to move swiftly on to the third anagram now. See if we can get this right. As I said earlier, this is all to do with back to school. Elite Gamer says, can you make them a bit harder? Well, I think we may have a couple of difficult ones coming up if you're in for a challenge. Yeah, so this is number 3. This one says Colin Formosh, but what is the actual phrase or words? All to do with back to school. Get your answers in. Yeah. Seeing a few answers, maybe the copying tactic is not the best tactic. Yeah, I think Fguan has pointed out that lunchrooms does not have an F in it, and there's definitely an F in the word fall there, so maybe keep thinking of what it could be. And we're looking for exact spelling, no extra letters, no different letters. Here we go, so we have plenty of comments coming in. Lovely. So, yeah, you're all copycats, but I guess that's just how you've got to do it, isn't it? If you see the comments coming up and you're like, yeah, that's it, put it in. You never know. It could be worth it. So then, the answer to that one was school uniform, because it has an F in it. And the first person to get school uniform correct, I just want to check that quickly. I believe it was Emily. Yeah, Emily Bridge, school uniform, and that is all spelt correctly, so Emily Bridge, I will put you in there. And the second person to get school uniform was Jack R. So well done to Jack. You are in with a chance to win a prize tonight. Here we go. So that was the 3rd anagram. Here we go then. This is our 4th anagram. What is this going to be? This one is more difficult for those of you who are asking for a more difficult one. In my view, this is definitely a more difficult one because it's longer, there's more letters. But again, it's all to do with going back to school. Lots of answers. Again, Fguan is rightly pointing out that going to assembly doesn't have a W in it. Just trying to give you some clues here. There's definitely a W in there somewhere that a lot of people are missing out. So perhaps try again. I have not seen a correct answer so far. You've all gone into the wrong direction. Back to school anagrams, all to do with going back to school. I knew this one would be a bit more difficult. I may give you a clue in a second if we're stuck. I can tell you now, it has absolutely nothing to do with assembly. Nothing to do with assembly. So maybe try again, going back to school. Nothing to do with assembly. No school assembly, no whole school assembly, no welcome assembly, no assembly. Yeah. So a clue that could send you in the correct direction, let's think. Clue. Okay. This is actually really difficult. I don't know how to give a clue. If anyone else has an idea of what clue I could give. I don't want to completely give it away. However, a clue to this one could be, it may be, if you guys like to watch a lot of YouTube, it may be something that you have a look at on YouTube before you go back to school. It may be the title of some videos to do with going back to school. And I know a lot of people do them. And we're looking for the correct answer, spelt correctly. All of the words there. We need all the correct words, all the correct letters. But you guys are definitely on the right track now. Here we go. Loads of different variations actually coming in, so keep on guessing. Okay, I'm just having a look to see if we have two, and we do have two correct answers. So that was definitely a bit more difficult. I think someone decided it was to do with assembly, and then that completely diverted everyone, because I think we were all trying the copycat technique that we've been doing tonight. But anyway, the answer to that one was what's in my school bag. So many letters in that. Honestly, I'm not surprised that that was a difficult one. But the first person to get that one right was Lulu Awesome. So well done to you. And that is with all the correct letters in it. And then the next person to get it completely right with the correct letters was Kenzie B. So well done to Kenzie as well. You guys are in with a chance of winning a prize tonight. Okay, so that was the fourth one. We've got 4 more to go. We're halfway. I have a feeling you guys might get this one pretty quickly. So this is the next anagram. It's our 5th anagram. I think the clue earlier, that was a good clue. You all really caught on with that. Here we go. So what phrase / words is this anagram of? And again, just to remind you, it's all to do with back to school. I like that there's kind of the period of time where everyone's thinking, like, everyone, school assembly. Remember, you need it all spelt correctly, all the right letters, all the right words. Looks like we're on the right track. Have not yet seen the correct answer though, so keep on getting your guesses in. You just don't know if your guess might actually be the correct one. Have not seen any correct answers, so keep them coming. You may want to get specific with this. And again, I am looking for the correct spelling of these words. I need it all correct. Keep them coming, keep your guesses coming in, because you just don't know. Someone might make a typo and you could swoop in and get the prize. So it could all be worth it. Everyone's on the exact same track now, so we're going to give it to you. The answer to that one was pastel highlighters, which has been a topic of conversation in the comments a lot. So pastel highlighters was the answer. Looking for it to be spelled exactly correct, and so the first person to get that one right was, I don't know whether it's just like kiss, 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 or just 4 X's, but anyway, it goes to you. And the second person to get pastel highlighters correct was In Game with Alex. So a lot of you were on the right track with highlighter, and then it kind of got like highlighter pens, highlighter pencils. I personally have never seen highlighter pencil in my life, but anyway, if they exist, then that sounds pretty cool, and I want some. Okay, there we go. We have 3 more to go. Let's do it then. Here is the next anagram. I reckon this might be an easier one. I think yeah, I reckon the next few, these are good ones to end with. So, what words is this? Remember, back to school. Yeah, we have a lot of people copying. I'm just going to go right out and say it. School choir is not the answer. Before we get like loads of people answering that question. The answer is not school choir. I've seen a couple people on the right track. Not quite there. Obviously there's quite a few letters there. It's just really hard. I've got to watch out in case I get a right answer. I have not yet seen a correct answer, so keep them coming in. I've seen a few people on the right track, but not with the full answer there. There's no L. There's no L there. Honestly, some of you are so close. Keep your guesses coming in. Yeah, we just have a comment from MSC there. Remember that there is a Y. You can see a Y there and no L. And I'm looking for the exact spelling. So just be careful when you're typing. You need to be quick, but not too quick. We've got plenty of comments coming in then, all along the same track now. So I'm going to give the answer. The answer to that one was homework diary, which a lot of people are issued on the first day of school. Really helpful and good for organising yourself. So the first person to get that one right, I believe, was IQRA DIY. So well done to you. You'll be put onto the wheel. And then we also have, after IQRA DIY, so we did have someone who wrote homework dairy, and I said I was being mean tonight, so I'm sorry. I'm not going to give that one. I think the next person was Beth Cherry. Beth Cherry. Well done, you. And slightly confused. We have 2 more slots left, but we have 2 more. So we have basically room for 2 more names, which would be 1 anagram, but we've actually got 2 more anagrams, I believe. So what we're going to do is, for the last 2, I'm just going to call out the name of the first person that gets it right. Here we go. So yeah, we've got 2 more rounds. Here is the next one. Yeah. So this one's a bit shorter. Maybe that makes it easier. So what words is this? Yes, to be really quick because it's the first person. And remember, it's all to do with back to school. I can just see everyone copying each other. It's really and remember, correct answers only, with all the correct letters in the correct order. It's mean, but it's a spelling game, so I'm just doing what I've got to do. Here we go. Yeah, you're all on the right track now. Keep getting your answers in. I'll give you 2 more seconds. Right, okay, so the answer to that one was ring binders. Something that pretty much everyone from GCSE onwards is going to need. The big old ring binders. And the first person to get ring binders, spelt correctly, all the right letters, was Jack R. So well done to Jack R. You are on the wheel for a second time tonight. So it was honestly just the first person to get that one right there. So no one else. Yeah. And here we go. We're going to go for it. This is the last anagram now. So what phrase or thing is this? All to do with back to school. And this is the last one, the last chance for you to get yourself on the wheel. Looks like we may be a bit stuck. I can tell you now that it's not, there is not the word memes, because obviously it's just, the word memes is right there, so. Actually, a few of you are on the right track, like seriously on the right track, but you may just want to take another look at the letters that are there, see if they add up to what you've put, and maybe it's something along those lines. Just take a good look at all the letters that are there. Ooh, some people are so close. Okay. Like, honestly, so close now. Yeah, you're honestly on the right track. But I have not yet seen a correct answer. The word TV is not, it's not TV. Obviously T and V are in there, but TV is not for TV. You're so close. Come on. I would give you a clue, but you honestly are so close. So there's a clue there from MSc. Take a good look at that and then put your answer down. And I need all the correct letters, please. Okay, I think we finally have it. Well done to those of you who got that right. The answer was MSc live streams. Literally, if going back to school, we're in an MSc live stream right now. I honestly couldn't think of anything more to do with going back to school than an MSc live stream. So, honestly, yeah, well done to those of you who were so close earlier on when we hadn't given any clues at all. But it was just like a word that was slightly off. And also, I think a few people did then hook onto it, but because of the letters that were in there, you needed live streams, plural. So, as I said before, being a little bit mean with it, the first person to get that one correct, spelt correctly, MSc live streams with the S on the end, was Flicky Flacky Football. So, well done to you. That was a tough one. A tough one, I know. So we now have our 14 names down. I will read them out next to the number, and then I'll go ahead and spin the wheel. So here we go. We have number 1, Amar. 2, Johnny Does Gaming. 3, In Game with Alex. 4, Guan. 5, Emily Bridge. 6, Jack R. 7, Lulu Awesome. 8, Kenzie V. 9, kiss, 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 kiss. 10, in game with Alex. 11, IQRA DIY. 12, Beth Cherry. 13, Jack R again. And then 14, Flicky Flacky Football. Here we go. It is time to spin the wheel and see who wins the Amazon voucher tonight. Here we go. And the winner is number 7, and that was Lulu Awesome. So all you have to do is head on over to our Instagram at My Student Events, send us a DM just to confirm who you are and that you've won. Do that sooner rather than later as well, just so we can help you, and then we will let you know what you need to do from there on to claim your voucher. So thank you everyone for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the game, and I hope you enjoyed Olivia's live takeover, as well as speaking to Isabel and Starla as well. Don't forget, MSC, of course, are going to be live later on in the week. Keep your eyes peeled on our Instagram account to keep up with the news. And plus, we have loads of videos coming out at the moment on our YouTube channel, just to do with going back to school, kind of night before, and also first day back at school video as well. Yeah, so just keep an eye out for all of our new content that's going to be coming out this week. Thanks again for joining us, and I will see you very soon.